Alarms go off when I enter the building. I drink some in my poncho, light up like Castro, blow out from get-go. Pro when I said go, roll like an afro. Play with Ronaldo, hot like I'm death row. Waiting, light as a pillow, dance on my tiptoe, like a toy box go. Since we hung. So go low, go slow, roll like a polo, up and down like you're glowing up a yo-yo. Go low, go slow, roll like a polo, up and down like you're glowing up a yo-yo.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sport. Tonight we'll see the Washington Wizards playing against the San Antonio Spurs. Checking out the Spurs, they have to be pleased with the way things have gone for them this season, winning 3 of their first 4 games. They've been a confident-looking team since the end of the preseason. And with some time here to spare, let's talk leadership in the NBA. Kenny, who would you say are the best leaders on the floor in the league?
Wow. Well, obviously, the great Tim Duncan in the San Antonio Spurs with his leadership with Greg Popovich. They're the top of the list. You know, I also like Kevin Durant. You know, Kevin Durant's leadership is probably unparalleled or underrated, I would say, from his position, because he always has his team in position to win.
There's 2 types of leaders, Ernie, the vocal leader and the one that leads by example. One of my favorite vocal leaders, Chris Paul. Dirk Nowitzki's not very vocal, but he leads by example. LeBron James does both. Very vocal at times, very animated.
Joakim Noah's not bad either now for the Bulls, even though he's not the greatest of those players, but he's a good leader.
Yeah, but LeBron does both.
What kind of a leader were you, Shaq?
I was vocal. I used to get in people's rack, Ernie.
Did you?
Mess around if you want to. Tear the locker room up.
What would you do if you had a guy like Kenny on your team?
I wouldn't do anything for Kenny because Kenny would make me look good because I know for a fact if I kick it out to Kenny, he's going to knock it down.
And you know, I would be the first thing I would say, if we don't get it to Shaq, I'm slapping someone.
Let's get it to Kevin Harlan as they get ready for the opening tip.
You just scared me.
Alarms go off when I enter the building.
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, with Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. The Washington Wizards here at home in an interconference matchup should be a good one. And this game, the first chance they've had to see the San Antonio Spurs. A year ago, they each gained a victory at home, but couldn't secure a win on the road.
It's not often we get to see this matchup, but it is a doozy when we do. Just 2 powerhouse teams facing off.
Really easy to tell that this is an important game, Greg. I mean, I don't know if the crowd will get a chance to take a breath in this one.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Aldridge out there with Duncan. And it's Parker in at the point guard. Last season, a mixed bag for Wall statistically, some steps forward, but overall, lower numbers.
Yeah, but, you know, he didn't score as much as he had the previous 2 seasons, but he was more efficient. And sometimes, Kevin, the better your team, the less you have to do, but he clearly is a better player.
And Doris Burke caught up with Coach Greg Popovich. Doris?
It seemed the player who's really on his mind is John Wall. He said we've got to keep him out of transition and out of the paint. His jump shot is still a work in progress, and we're going to make him prove he can hit it consistently before we'll play out on him. Guys, that's going to be the MO on Wall until he can knock down that perimeter shot.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Here's Aldridge. after marching Gortat's bucket.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks. A lot of times in the first quarter, it will dictate how big a role a player has later on.
Parker kicks to Duncan, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Make it 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. You got it. And he was ultra safe with that dunk.
No reason not to be.
And guys, as he should be, remove all doubt on that attack.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Leonard attacking off his leg, and it's whistled a kick. Screen by Duncan. Leonard dishes to Green. Knocked away. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Beal the pass to Nene. Pierce with a wide open look. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Screen by Duncan. It's Parker with the drive. Tries from 16. That misses off the backboard.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And the rebound goes to Duncan. Spurs trail by 5. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
And checking out the stats for Aldridge. Last season, he played outstanding. 7th in scoring, and he also finished the season in the top 10 in rebounding. It's just a terrific year on the glass.
And back to his points per game average last year, he literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed it.
Now here's Wall. What a tremendous game he played against New York. It's stolen by Green. In transition, here come the Spurs. Parker leading the charge, and he gets it to go. Parker's got his first 2 points.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Aldridge, good.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Wizards leading by 3. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Nene, the screen. And Beal kicks to Wall. Shot clock at 6. And Washington again with the bucket.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
Washington's offense last year looked solid on paper, but in reality, it was much tougher to defend against. They could hurt you in a number of ways.
And the Wizards, Kevin, could get you in transition, but they could also, as you mentioned, they could get you with their half-court sets. Top 10 in field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage last season.
The drive by Green. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
For the Wizards, it wasn't just how they scored, but who scored. I mean, they ended the season with all 5 starters averaging double-digit points, and that's a rarity.
And thinking back to the Wizards having all of their starting 5 scoring in double digits last year, those are the kinds of teams that coaches hate to plan against. Any given night, one of them can step up and hurt you, and you just couldn't plan for where their points were going to come from.
And both free throws good for Green.
And listen, San Antonio is an older team, actually the oldest in the league last season. And because of injuries and days off, they didn't get to feel that preferred starting 5 a lot last year.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim. The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Pass to Gortat. And the shot is good. Gortat's got his third basket of the night. Spurs only used their preferred lineup less than half the season, but still a strong campaign. 22 games played with the starting lineup of Parker, Green, Leonard, Duncan, and Splitter.
And you know the Spurs will go on to use 23 different starting lineups, Kevin. That would be the 5th most in the NBA.
Here's Wall, following the basket by Tim Duncan. To the middle. Here's Pierce. Green with the rebound. Spurs trail by 5. Leonard attacking. Off target from the baseline. Washington's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Here's Wall. Offensive rebound. Spurs have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Leonard dishes to Parker. There's the bucket. Good.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now here's Pierce. He had 22 points in the win against New York.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game.
Beal, his first attempt of the game, finds the target. Beal's got his first bucket of the night. For San Antonio, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Aldridge a screen. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Green passes to Aldridge. That 3 off the mark. Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against the Knicks in New York.
And they may have been on the road, but you know what? They nullified any home court disadvantage in that game by how well they shot it from 3.
Shooting can always be a great equalizer. I mean, when you shoot like that from outside, it really makes winning on the road a lot easier.
And there's the 3-second violation. Now let's take a look at the most efficient scorers in the NBA from last year's campaign. Third is Marcin Gortat.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
Well, last season, the Wizards fell off just a bit in the second half of the year. Still, Greg, very competitive at home.
Yeah, and their strong play at home helped them weather that storm, Kevin. I mean, they ended up going 29-12 here at the Verizon Center.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And, you know, that 29 wins mark at home for the Wizards, 3rd best in the East. That team really liked shooting the ball here, as they were a top 5 3-point percentage team in this building.
Washington making some changes. Emeka Okafor, he's checked in for Gortat. Humphries comes in for Nene. And it's Butler in for Paul Pierce. Splitter's checked in for the Spurs. Ginobili comes in for Green. Spurs trail by 5.
And really the driving factor for why Washington was so good at home was their defense. I mean, they would finish with the best field goal percentage against in the entire league in their home building. You don't think of the Wizards as a lockdown team, but in the Verizon Center, that's exactly what they were.
It's Wall with the drive. Humphries kicks to Beal. Just 5 on the clock. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. Humphries, no good.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now. Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
It's Butler that time on the assist by Wall. Wall's got 5 assists in the game.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
It's stolen by Wall. Goes up. He hammers that one down right in the face of Splitter.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Humphries with it. He's picked up by Parker. Parker against Wall. Off the left rim and out.
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that shot when you're wide open?
Leonard kicks to Parker. Splitter sets a screen for Parker. Aldridge a screen. 5 on the clock. Ginobili. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now, here is Humphries. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Left block shot on the way. And it's Okafor missing.
And guys, remember, LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season. But he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And boy, how big was that for the Blazers?
So for the Wizards, Porter's checked in for Bradley Beal, and Sessions subbed in for John Wall. The Spurs also changing it up. David West, he's checked in for Aldridge. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Wizards leading by 7. And Aldridge postponing that thumb injury surgery, even though they said it might double his eventual recovery time.
Yeah, I think it's pretty admirable that he was out there because he wasn't just playing in pain. He was playing hurt. That shows you his commitment to winning.
Here's Mills after the basket by Washington. Splitter sets a screen. Shoots off the screen. The rebound by Okafor.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Clark, a little disparity there in the rebound numbers, but some of that comes down to how the ball bounces. Let's see if it evens out.
And that one's good by Porter. And now an 11-point Washington lead. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Wizards.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition. Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
So it's San Antonio now, following the bucket by the Wizards. Here's Humphries, a great 1-2 punch, beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And they keep going down low with the ball and keep getting positive results.
Extremely positive. I mean, this is a very nice lead to have early in the ball game.
Mills, that's a 2-pointer. Okafor grabs the miss.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Spurs trail by 13. In the corner, it's Ginobili. No one near him. The rebound by Humphries. For the Washington Wizards, they won their last contest, that game against New York. Out of bounds, Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
The Spurs making a switch here. Diaz checked in. From the inbound, San Antonio with the rebound. 30 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Leonard with no one around. San Antonio again missing. Washington leading now by 13. From 13, no good off the front iron. Ginobili with the ball. 14 points from him the last game against New York. Sessions with the rebound.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Wizards out front as they end the first quarter with a massive 16-6 run. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And a chance to hear from Bradley Beal. He came from a football family in St. Louis, but said his mother introduced him to the game of basketball at a young age.
She definitely put the ball in my hand. She's the one who taught me my form, I followed through, and still to this day, she yells at me if I miss a shot. So she's kind of a perfectionist, and she definitely taught me how to shoot. She can shoot it, and she still to this day thinks she can shoot better than me.
Maybe some other NBA players should be practicing with Bradley Beal's mom, because she has definitely honed something special into him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but I'm not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos could handle her trash talking them when she beats them in a game of horse. Bradley's not only got a special J, but he's got a pretty good disposition too.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Wizards team out there.
A lot of tough D being played by them so far. It's been the difference maker.
Greg, no uncontested shots for the most part. That's why they've had success.
Nene and Gortat team up in the paint. Sessions out there with Porter. And it's Pierce in at the 3 spot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Wizards.
You know, you take a look at this group of Spurs and you wonder if they've peaked. I mean, it seems you say that a lot with this team and they prove you wrong. What Popovich said last year, he feels it might actually be the case.
And the foul on Paul Pierce. That's his first foul. John Wall's checked in for Porter. Tony Parker's checked in for San Antonio. It's good. The assist that time from Dion. 6 points for Parker.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
Now the dish to Pierce. Goes up on the wing. Again, Pierce missing.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Outside, Green launches a 3, and the basket good. Green's got 5 now.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
Wall dishes to Gortat. Outside, Wall. Here's Sessions. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. It's Parker with the drive. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on Marcin Gortat. And, of course, Tony Parker, so big for San Antonio in those championship runs. But word on the street was that Spurs coach Greg Popovich didn't always go easy on Tony. He really pushed him to the limit.
You know, it started back when Tony was invited to the Spurs summer camp before the 2001 draft. One of the scouts was really physical with Tony, really gave him a hard time, and that was really the start of his maturation process in learning to deal with the NBA.
And he makes the first.
And, you know, getting back to Popovich's relationship with Tony Parker, Pop made the decision to draft Parker. So he obviously saw something. But Pop's a perfectionist, and if you're going to play point guard for him, you've got to deliver consistently.
And the Wizards making a change here. Beal's checked in. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Aldridge is checked in.
And talking about Tony Parker, Pop's tough love with him really paid off. Tony eventually became incredibly consistent, culminating with him being named the Finals MVP back in '07. And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Dishes it to Green. Aldridge, the pass to Ginobili. Kicks it to Diaw. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Ginobili's got 3 assists tonight.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game.
And Wall kicks to Nene. It's Beal on the wing. From deep. And he gets it to go. Beal's got 5. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And we've all seen how dominant Bradley Beal can be. The 3rd overall pick in the 2012 draft. He's already had a solid young career, but still plenty of room to grow.
Talking about Bradley Beal's potential, it's not just the shooting, it's also the passing, and you really don't think of him as a passer, but for such a young 2-guard, he's extremely unselfish, averaged over 3 assists a game over the past 2 years.
And the true stars of our game feature versatility. And here's a guy that has also tremendous upside as a rebounder. I mean, how about getting 7 boards almost a game the one year he was in college? So he understands the importance of impacting other areas. I mean, last season he had his highest steals average of his career, and everything's upside with this young man. The sky's the limit.
Excellent point. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Boris Diaw. Spurs trail by 14. Down low, here's Green, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Green's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Ginobili dishes to Parker. And a missed layup.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Hits the target from 18 feet. That's now 8 points for Nene.
Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Duncan with a screen on Wall. Parker kicks to Duncan. And here's Green outside. The shot is off. And it's Washington the other way. They'll be off to Boston for a meeting with the Celtics after this one. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
And it's blocked.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Parker kicks to Duncan from 18 feet away. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight, 3 for 4. Wizards leading by 16. Pass to Beal. Nene outside. Pierce against Ginobili. Pulls up. Another one falls for Washington.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. I mean, they've been the much better team shooting the ball. And you know me, shooting percentage, always a function of shot selection.
Aldridge's shot is good.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assist and points per game totals since his rookie year, but he fought through like the champion that he is.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. Last year a big challenge for Tony Parker He was in his 14th season, obviously. Every great player needs to transform his game as he gets on an age, Clark. We've seen it with the great ones. Parker did put up the highest three-point percentage of his career last year.
And he also ran the offense with tremendous poise and professionalism and cut down the turnover average as well, the lowest of his career.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. Here's Green, 7 points in the game. Here's Duncan, and that one's good. Duncan's got 8. Wizards leading by 14. To the inside. Here's Gortat. The kick out to Wall. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Controlled the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm.
San Antonio calls timeout. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
Spurs trail by 14. Parker outside. Passes it to Duncan. Unloads from 13. Washington with the rebound. Gortat's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
And in the second round, the Wizards continued to be a tough opponent. I mean, they went up 2-1 on the Hawks, but were unable to keep the series lead. A lot of close, heartbreaking losses for them in that series.
Parker against Wall. Green kicks to Aldridge. Screen by Duncan. Aldridge drives in, pops loose off the pick, and hammers it home.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
And, guys, it was a terrific understanding between teammates that made that possible. They really did read each other well there.
And the Hawks would ultimately take down the Wizards last year in the postseason. John Wall and his injury were a big turning point in that matchup, and all those buzzer beaters for both teams made it one of the most interesting series of the postseason.
First free throw is good. And the thing, Greg, about Marcin Gortat, he's not a high flyer. He's not a super flexible athlete, but he's one of the best centers in the league because he's tough. And he's worked hard on developing his skills. and he always hustles.
Yeah, and he fights for position down low. A terrific screener, does a lot of that dirty work, and he's also very good at passing the basketball. You know, a lot more skilled, particularly in the pick and roll, than maybe people give him credit for. He can hurt a defense in a surprising number of ways.
Wall against Parker with the floater. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
No good from Duncan.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Leonard the pass to Parker, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Looking at the game Parker's been having, he's got 8 points and 7 assists.
Fundamentals have been on display. He's just done it all today, the passing and also knocking down his freebies.
And that's exactly what they've needed from him, those 2 things.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. And that one falls for Parker. Well, the Spurs just don't go on losing streaks very often, Greg. One perk of being a talented veteran group.
Yeah, how about the Spurs lost 4 games in a row twice last year. Over the last decade before that, Kevin, they had only lost 4 games in a row twice. Unbelievable.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Emeka Okafor is checked in for Gortat. Humphries comes in for Nene. And it's Butler in for Paul Pierce.
And you look at the Spurs and how they avoid losing streaks. I mean, most teams losing 4 in a row wouldn't be such a big deal. It's only a big deal for the Spurs because they're so consistent year in and year out.
Spurs trail by 15. Here's Parker. He's got 9. He dishes it to Green. Feeds to Splitter. The drive by Green. Rebound, Washington. Humphries has got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And guys, for the Spurs, a big reason they rarely go on losing streaks is that they have no bad matchups. One of only 3 teams in the NBA last year to defeat every other NBA team. Winning for this group is just second nature.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
And it's been the difference. That's what's enabled them to build such a big lead, no doubt about it.
Mills, he's checked in for the Spurs. And the pass to Wall. Wants to get it to Humphries and does. Butler in the corner. Outside, Wall. And a miss there on the triple. Spurs trail by 17. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Washington's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Porter's checked in for Washington. Here's Butler. Cannot hit. Great D that time from Leonard. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Mills, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Washington leading now by 15. Outside, Wall. The feed now to Butler. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 6 rebounds here tonight.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Now here's Mills, covered by Wall. And that one's good. 10 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
And Wall kicks to Butler. Back to Wall. Pulls from the top of the key. Again, the miss by Wall. Spurs trail by 13. Now Aldridge. He's got 10. Splitter with no one around. And another basket for San Antonio.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair.
And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Pass to Porter. Picked by Okafor. And there's Porter on the assist by Wall. Wall's got assist number 7 for him tonight. The Spurs shooting in this game 45%. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Leonard. Back to Aldridge. Can't convert after the good screen. Wizards leading by 11. Butler passes to Okafor. Releases. Porter, no luck. The Spurs shooting it quite well, 52% from the field in the second quarter. Leonard with a screen on Okafor. Double team on Parker. And so it's San Antonio with it. Splitter kicks to Parker. The 3. Porter pulls it in. Washington's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. The 9-foot shot connects. The jumper drops. Humphries has got 8 points.
And boy, has he come alive. Since the start of the second quarter, he has been on fire.
Leonard with a screen on Wall. Porter with the steal. And now here comes Wall leading the break. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The 2K leaderboard provides us now with this list of last season's assist leaders. Second, John Wall.
And they made their teammates better, too, because they're willing to give the ball up. They're interested in getting other people's shots and did it in spectacular fashion, too.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
And guys, one thing that was obvious to me, last year the Wizards really matured as a team. I mean, they played as if they expected to win instead of a group kind of coming into their own. I thought they just showed a lot more composure and maturity on the court.
Sessions checked in for John Wall. Both free throws good for Okafor. As you said, the Wizards did look more mature last year on the floor with their play. They made sure to add veterans to achieve that goal.
And not just any veteran, but a future Hall of Famer in Paul Pierce. I mean, his presence on the team, I think, really is what propelled them to achieve new heights. And it also went beyond just Paul Pierce. That roster had a combined 490 playoff games. And that playoff veteran leadership, I felt, really helped this young core to grow.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately, Me, I don't have any.
Well, back to Mills. The Spurs could have used his contributions last year. Parker was hobbled. Corey Joseph was still learning. Mills didn't put together consistent efforts and ended up losing minutes, Clark, because of it.
Yeah, you know, Mills had the opportunity to make an impact for a championship contender. That chance doesn't come very often. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the most of it.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
And the dunk by Humphrey.
Sessions doing a nice job that time.
There's 31 seconds left in the first half. Here's Leonard, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Leonard's got 7 points in the game. Washington leading now by 14. The dish to Butler. He feeds it to Humphries. He kicks it to Okafor. Outside Butler, just 5 to shoot. Dishes to Porter. Lets it go. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. And that does it for the first half of play. Wizards lead by 14. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Bradley, it certainly seemed to be a focus of this team to have a strong first half, which you did. Is this type of intensity something that coach has made a priority?
Yeah, most definitely. We want to hit them first. We weren't going to check any temperatures, as he said, so we were not going to just let guys do what they want to do. We're going to come out and be the aggressor, and we did that.
Well, you imposed your will, Bradley. Thanks for the time. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. We've been watching a pretty lopsided game through the first half, that's for sure. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined again by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They lead by 14. Starting with Kenny, your take.
That was the half of the super sub for them. A lot of offense coming off the bench, and that's such a luxury to have that kind of firepower available. There were times when the pace picked up when the second unit came into the game. And that's the best part, having a bunch of guys who's ready at the drop of a hat.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
Well, they run into a very hot shooting team tonight, fellas. When you combine a hot shooting team with the weak defense they've been playing, you're going to get crushed. I hope coach is coming down hard on them right now because they can't keep giving up so many open looks. What are you doing?
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. You look at Tony Parker, what a contribution.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
Washington Washington leading now by 14. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Spurs, the always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Parker with it. He's picked up by Wall. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Gortat with the block. And here we go, the Wizards fast break. Pierce has got space. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got his 9th assist in the game now. And here is Parker. Duncan with a screen on Wall. It's Parker with the drive. It's deflected.
That's not how you want to kick off the second half with 3 straight misses.
Beal can't get it to go. Spurs trail by 19. Green passes to Leonard. It's good from long range. Leonard's got 10.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
And Wall kicks to Beal. The kick out to Pierce. 90 seconds now into the second half. But they recover it. Gortat dishes to Wall. Kicks to Pierce. Second chance shot. No good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
1 for 5 on offense. A slow start here in the second half.
Wizards passing it around. And again, Washington no good.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Pass to Leonard. Shot from 12. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. That's 12 points for Kawhi Leonard. Washington calls timeout. And Nene, a guy with an incredibly strong start to his career in Denver, the first Brazilian to ever be selected in the first round. Voted, as you may recall, to the NBA All-Rookie team.
Yeah, it came into the league just a tremendously raw talent. Really developed faster than a lot of people expected, but what has been the case for him is the injury bug. I mean, the knee, the foot, shoulder, Achilles, you name it, he's had it, and it's hindered his career somewhat.
And cancer. He's beaten cancer.
That's a very good point.
Washington calls timeout.
Yeah, you know, going back to Nene, in 14 years, he's been able to suit up for roughly 65% of the games. That's tough on the team's continuity on both ends of the floor. Injuries have been a part of that, though, and oftentimes those are beyond the player's control.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter.
And you know, guys, the thing with Nene, he helps you in so many ways when he's in there. He's hard to back down in the post. He eats up space. Tough to get around on picks. He has the toughness that champions are made of.
On the wing, Green. Rebound by the Wizards.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Wall. And the foul on Paul Pierce. And that'll be his third foul so far. San Antonio calls timeout.
And John Wall, guys, is still one of the most explosive players in the league. His speed makes professional athletes look like they are stuck in mud. Clearly Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Yeah, and I think he's going to let them know about it. I mean, they're playing some soft interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside.
Spurs trail by 16. Poked away. Double team on Aldridge. Parker kicks to Green. Passes to Duncan. Clock at 6. Turnaround Jay. And he can't bank that one in. Wizards leading by 16. Wall passes to Gortat. To the paint. Here's Nene. And that one goes, feeding him with the lead pass.
And when you've got that much of a size advantage on your defender, that's how you take advantage of it.
Gortat with the block. And Wall kicks to Nene. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Boy, it sure has seemed as though he's done it every time. It's been an awesome display of passing for him today.
And San Antonio shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. Here's Leonard. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Feeds to Beal. It's Nene, high post. Nice D from Duncan.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount. He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And the Spurs making a change here. Ginobili's checked in. And Beal kicks to Gortat, and it's sent back by Aldridge. Now here's the fast break. Parker leading the way. That's good. Ginobili's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play.
Wall against Parker. And Wall kicks to Gortat. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And the foul on Paul Pierce. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Splitter is checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Now here's Parker. He's got 11. Splitter sets a screen. And Ginobili wide open. He shoots. No good from outside. Well, looking at the Wizards, they weren't as lauded as other teams last season, but the Wizards were a ferocious group on defense. Numbers support that. Their activity, Greg, could really bother teams.
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, oftentimes people look at them and think offense, but it really was, to your point, Kevin, the defense was the strength of that group. I mean, they do get out in transition, but it was the defense, I thought, that really allowed them to become elite.
And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Wizards.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long. Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it. And you mentioned the Wizards and their defense last year. They had the 2nd best field goal percentage defense in the league. The only team that was better, the NBA champs, Golden State.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
In transition, here comes San Antonio. Rejected by Wall. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wall. And Washington making a change here. Butler's checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. West is checked in for Duncan. And it's Mills in for Parker. Knocked away. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession.
And guys, more on that Wizards defense last year. They clogged up the middle well. 3rd best in the league in points in the paint allowed. They also were great at stopping fast break points. Top 10 in the league in that regard.
Wizards making a switch here. Okafor's checked in. Wizards leading by 14. Here's Beal. David West grabs the miss. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Mills has got the ball. That's good. 6 points for Ginobili.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Here is Wall. 9 points in the game so far. Out to the right wing. It's tipped. And Butler, here we go. No good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Ginobili kicks to Mills. Splitter with a screen on Gortat. Mills. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
And it's Butler missing. Spurs trail by 12. The drive by Green. Ginobili outside. Gets a very good look and converts. Ginobili's got 8.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Here's Beal. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. Wall's got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. Beal against Ginobili. West setting the pick for Ginobili. Right at the free throw line. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Okafor. Washington leading now by 12. Wall dishes to Gortat. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. He's got 12.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Splitter misses. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. From deep, Wall. David West grabs the miss. West has got his 4th rebound in this one.
And for David West last season, the thought was he might increase his production with Paul George out, but the opposite happened. West suffered his lowest scoring output in a decade, only 12 points per game on 47% shooting. Rough showing for the former All-Star.
Gortat against West. There's Beal with the 3. And Splitter pulls it down. Spurs trail by 14. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Ginobili gets the bucket. Ginobili's got 10 points in the game.
And since halftime, he has been a different player.
All with it. He's got 9. The 3. Wall missing again.
Boy, most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
And Mills kicks to Ginobili. He dishes it to Green. There's the pass to West. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Green, the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots off the screen. Rebound by Butler. Butler's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Green against Gortat. Beal gets a wide open look. Connects from 3-point range. 17 points in the game.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
That doesn't go either for Green.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
Yeah, you know, he's not.
Oh! And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 12 assists.
Is there another player out there capable of moves as stunning as that?
A handful at the most. He is an elite company.
You know, he's got that it factor, no doubt about it. He causes excitement just by walking in the building.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Wizards leading by 15. And Wall. Here we go now. And that one is stuffed right through.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Pick by West. Mills passes to West. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. West has got 4 points this quarter. There's 38 seconds left to play in the third. And Wall kicks to Okafor. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
Spurs trail by 17. 23 seconds left in the third. Here's Mills. Beal pulls it in. Beal's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Wizards leading by 17. And Sessions kicks to Humphries. That ball's great assist by Ramon Sessions. Humphries has got 12 in the game. Here's Green. Ginobili outside. And he's good on the 3-ball. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Washington out in front, up by 16. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Spurs trail by 16. Nene is out there with Humphries. Then it's Porter. Then there's Ramon Sessions. And it's Pierce in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
And when it comes to size, it's not a one-on-one matchup that favors him.
Well, you wouldn't know it with that finish, I'll tell you. I mean, that took a little bit of creativity right there.
And Sessions kicks to Pierce. Traps in the tray. And the Wizards lead by 17.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Parker against Sessions. Parker kicks to Diaw. All alone. And it's good on the assist by Parker.
You know, guys, when you see it come together like that, I mean, that's the offensive set you want to have. Well done.
60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Good.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And Ginobili, here we go. And that one hits back iron. Wizards leading by 17. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Boy, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing any time they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here. Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
And Sessions kicks to Humphries. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Duncan, he's checked in for the Spurs.
And for Chris Humphries, last year was a chance to sign with a playoff contender. The Wizards turned out to be even more than that, with the 4th best record in the East, and Humphries helped them to get there, averaging about 6.5 boards per game. And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Parker dishes to Duncan. A 3 from Leonard. And there's the call on Ginobili. That is his first foul of the game. Washington making some changes. Gortat has come in for Chris Humphries. And Beal subbed in for Otto Porter Jr. Washington leading now by 21. And Sessions kicks to Gortat. 4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. And Nene with the stuff.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
Yeah, really good. I mean, extremely well coached, fluid, efficient. Man, it's been a lot of fun to watch. The points just keep piling up because they've been such a well-oiled machine.
And the Wizards with possession. They're on a 13-4 run. No one near Sessions as he lets it fly. Nene, the pass to Gortat. Second chance shot. Rebounded by the Spurs. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
There's the feed to Aldridge. And that comes off the assist by Duncan. And that's 12 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
And Sessions kicks to Nene. It's stolen by Duncan. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Leonard with the ball. Now Beal defending. The kick out to Aldridge. Leonard on the wing. They get it again. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Checking out the game Tim Duncan is having. He has 8 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
You know what? The number's not huge, but he has been doing some valuable defensive work for them.
And guys, Tim Duncan still dominant after 18 years. You know, he's reshaped his body. He has gotten a brand new diet, which he says has had a huge benefit. We saw it in the playoffs last year, Greg. I think, you know, he probably was one of the top 5 overall performers in last year's playoffs.
No doubt about it. We continue to write this guy off, Kevin, and he just continues to defy Father Time. I mean, there was a point where he was starting to feel the wear and tear, especially in his knees, but being the competitor he is, he decided to dictate to his body rather than letting his body dictate to him.
Wizards leading by 20. Wall attacking. And again, Washington no good. San Antonio's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Parker kicks to Duncan. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
You know, getting back to Duncan, when you talk to his teammates, they'll tell you he's disciplined. He maintains a strict diet, does off-the-floor training, from boxing to swimming, throwing tires, running in the sand. That keeps him motivated and engaged.
In the corner, it's Ginobili. Duncan with a screen on Pierce. Ginobili can't hit.
I tell you what, I'd settle for having as many points in this game as he has rebounds.
Yeah, I'd echo that. I mean, we're witnessing something special here today, Greg.
And talking about Duncan's new look, Coach Popovich had an interesting quote. Pop said, I look at him and tell him, you look like Sprewell used to look. Just skin and bones, ligaments and tendons. I mean, but you know what? You can't argue with success, and not many people have had more than Tim Duncan.
Here's Pierce. Here's Wall. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities.
Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy.
Oh,
I don't
come
remember
on.
ever seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw
I tell
one.
you what, fellas, you might not see another one like that one for a while.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Shoots from the baseline. Another shot. And Duncan lays it in.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Pierce and slammed in for two.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
The wide open look here for Aldridge. Aldridge can't get that one to fall. Washington's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. And he gets the bucket.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical, be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
Aldridge can't get that one to fall.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
Beal's shot is good. Now Parker. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Gortat dishes to Pierce. Pulls from the top of the key. Rebounded by the Spurs. Parker's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Aldridge. To the middle. It's deflected. Leonard kicks to Duncan. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And that's an owner's manual possession to get them a good look there, Kevin.
Here's Wall. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Wall's got 6 points in the quarter.
They're spraying them home from mid-range today, guys.
Finding the gaps in the defense and really just slicing and dicing them right now.
Parker outside. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. On defense, the Wizards. Outside, Bellinelli. A second chance effort. Diaw can't hit.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
The dish to West. Spurs passing it around. Mills passes to Diaw. No one covering.
2 points. Forrest Diaw.
So it's Washington now. And here's Sessions. He kicks to Humphries. He feeds it to Porter. Dishes it to Okafor. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on David West.
At the line for your Wizards, At the line for 2.
He's off on the first. He's off on the second. And for Kyle Anderson, he had so many traits, Greg, the Spurs were looking for when they drafted him back in 2014, but he spent pretty much the entire season on the pine.
Yeah, and you know that Coach Pop makes his guys earn their minutes. You know, he doesn't care if he took you in the first round or if you're an undrafted free agent. He's going to play the guy who helps his team win.
Now here's Sessions, covered by Mills. Oubre dishes to Humphries. Rebound San Antonio. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Diaw. Good on the shot.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number one right now. Nothing easy on the inside. And you really got to admire Boris Diaw. I mean, he's found a way to kind of reform his game as he's gotten older. I mean, so different than when he was new to the league.
That one misses for Diaw. Diaw lost his athleticism and is a slower player than before. You could argue he's more productive now, though, Clark, than ever.
Well, his game was always on the ground in my mind. He's highly skilled. He's much more cerebral on the floor than given credit. I mean, I think he is really a difficult matchup because he's crafty, he's tough, and he's experienced and skilled.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. Both teams deciding to change it up. And the second free throw, good. And so it's Washington with it. Outside, Wall. Here's Nene. Puts up the baby hook. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Tim Duncan picks one up.
What a night so far for Gortat. 11 rebounds and 4 block shots. He's doing all the things you can ask of a player in the low post.
Definitely. It's the blocks, the rebounds. You name it, he's done it.
And for Marcin Gortat, he was such a good fit for the Wizards last season. Actually, the last 2 seasons.
You know, he runs the floor very well for his size. A terrific finisher, solid in the pick and roll, can make the mid-range. You know, he's been one of the more consistent centers in our league.
Daniel Green, he's checked in for the Spurs. Both free throws good for Marcin Gortat.
You know, getting back to Gortat, he signed that 5-year, $60 million contract a couple of years back. Raised some eyebrows at the time because he's not a supreme athlete, but his size, effort, and refined skill set have made him worth it so far.
Outside, Pierce. Shoots from the elbow. The putback, and it's Gortat finishing it off.
Kev, he came out of nowhere to slam that one back in.
Well, that's making him pay for letting him get his hands on that rebound.
Yeah, is it ever? I mean, I doubt we'll see them make that mistake again.
Wall against Parker. Screen by Duncan. And here's Leonard from 3. Rebounded by the Wizards. Gortat's got rebound number 12 here already in the game.
And talking about Gortat, I like what he can do for you defensively. Doesn't really have a vertical, but uses his length and timing to alter shots. And he moves his feet well enough to close out on shooters and also cover the pick and roll. So solid and complete in terms of a frontline player.
Washington making some changes. Chris Humphries has checked in for Gortat. Porter comes in for Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. The Spurs also changing it up. Splitters checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker.
Well, I tell you what, Nene is a man among boys down low. Remarkable physical power. And he's also got a tough mentality about him. Just a real rugged individual.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And getting back to Nene, an obvious inside player with great impact. He looks and plays like a man possessed. Yet through last season, Greg, he's never averaged as much as 8 rebounds a game.
And, you know, his true value is measured in intangibles at times, not just on the stat sheet. He does all the dirty work so others can shine.
Emeka Okafor, he's checked in for the Wizards. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. For a long time in San Antonio, it's been about the big three, and rightfully so with all their wins, and Kawhi Leonard seems to be their future.
And Kawhi and the big three recognize that and are trying to ease the transition period. And if you know the Spurs, they'll make a smooth transition, won't they, Kevin?
Absolutely.
And guys, for Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs, Coach Popovich already sees him as the next guy. He told Leonard not to think of the big three, but to think of himself as the big one. And guys, with what Popovich said about Leonard, small things like that can be the catalyst to get a player to reach greatness. Sooner or later, this will be Kawhi's team.
And Splitter drops them both. And the one thing Thiago Splitter gives you every year, Clark, is consistency. The numbers, the effort, the results, all very familiar every year.
Yeah, his game is really built on the intangibles. He hustles, he knows where he's supposed to be, he gets to the right spot at the right time, crashes the boards, takes charges. He does all the little stuff.
Pierce, inside the three-point line, hits the front of the rim and out. San Antonio's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Wizards.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
It's a long season, and you always need role players to step up and help out, and that was the case here. Everything was working for Nene, and the way he rebounded, he surely was a spark for the team as he was securing everything that came off the iron.
Humphreys with the bucket.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
And that's a foul called on Ramon Sessions. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
That's his first personal foul. Team assistant penalty. Shooting for Washington, Patty Mills at the line for 2.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And both free throws good for Mills. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire. And it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Bradley, congratulations on the win tonight. How important is a win like this at home right before you head out on the road on the next road trip?
It's real important. You always got to take care of your home court, and at the same time, it gives us a winning streak now. So, we have to come out and be ready to play. It's a lot of tough teams, but I think we're going to be ready for the challenge.
Congratulations. Getting on a bit of a roll here, guys.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. Now we'll go to the studio with the award-winning Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan player of the game, Nene. With a strong double-double, points and rebounds. He was a force that was not going to be denied with his efforts both on offense and defense.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
Well, his ability to get into the paint, get to the rim was deadly. For a guy who's mainly a perimeter shooter, it was remarkable how many of his points came right at the bucket.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.